I'm Wendi McLendon-Covey, and you're listening to You Might Know Her From with Anne and Damien.
Oh my gosh, Anne, we're back.
We're back, babe. Weekly.
We're back weekly for season 7 of You Might Know Her From.
Whew, what a wild journey it's been. If you are here, thank you for being on the ride with us. Thank you for returning, getting back on this ride. If you are listening, you are tall enough to ride this ride. It's a big day for us because we've been promising for a long time to be doing this. And guess what? Like Damien said, we're keeping good on our promises. So we're here with new actress interviews every week. And as usual, if you are joining us on You Might Know Her From, this is our podcast where we shoot the shit with each other. We are queer, best friends, actress, enthusiast, actress, sexuals, if you will. We've been friends since 2010, I think it is. So we're going on our second decade of friendship, long-term partnership. And we are here to bring you the goods on all things character actresses. We are 150 plus episodes deep and we are not showing any signs of stopping. So we're excited. We've got a lot in store for you this season. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh. Well, what a wonderful way to set it all up. Yes, folks, thank you for being here. I have to say, it is good to be back in your ear holes weekly. It feels like it took a lot to get here. Like lots of television shows don't make it to 7 seasons. Like, look at us. Look at us.
We're here.
And it's evolved and it's changed. And, now like every celebrity has a podcast, which I think, maybe was happening and bristling at the time of us starting. But, like now Amy Poehler won a Golden Globe for a podcast that she's been doing for a year. I'm not mad at her. I'm just want to put it out there and let you know.
Yeah, they're taking our business away from us. But we are the small family owned business that you should keep coming back to.
That's right. That is exactly right. And I want to say, in the interest of just a little bit of sausage making for you, those of you that like to know how the sausage is made, that in the interest of keeping these episodes really solely focused on our actor interviews, which still have plenty of our flavor, we really are moving more relevant, current event, topical things to the Patreon, which this is a shameless plug, but that is the best way to support us to keep doing this and to be able to keep doing it weekly is supporting us over at the Patreon, which we will link out in the description. So there we might be doing things like recapping the upcoming Oscars, or we might be doing, movie club where we're going to watch not Red, White, and Royal Blue, but what is the Kate Hudson movie? At time of recording, you have seen it, but I haven't yet. But we're going to book club that on the Patreon. So things like that is what we're doing over there. We've recapped Traitors US. We also have previously recapped Interview with the Vampire. So that is the place where you can be plugged into sort of what we're watching, what we're reading. We have some grandiose plans of some bigger projects that, we've been incubating on. So that is the best way to support us. But here, I want to talk about some body talk because I feel like it's been a while and I've just really been encountering a lot of, I feel like I'm Jiminy Glick. I feel like I've been really encountering a lot of what it is to have nervous system calm. And that is, I don't think it's unusual. I don't think it's singular, but it feels so singular because I think my life has been chronically chaotic and I don't think I ever realized that. And I'm going to say wow, nervous system quiet is beautiful. Do you know this?
I think I do know this. I think I've become a person that lays on the floor and does deep breathing. And I'm not calling that any sort of a practice, but it's out of necessity. Sometimes I just got to get low and I got to get close to the ground. And I like to lay on it. And I like a weighted blanket. I like a weighted eye mask to sort of take it all out.
I like that too.
It's just we're not going to get into the heaviness of the horrors of the world on this show, but just know that we know that we're all experiencing it. It is, our nervous systems are at an all-time high for a variety of reasons, let alone, the government and the horrors and the atrocities that they are perpetrating. Yeah. That being said, I feel you. I think a somatic release is what it's all about. I think because you sort of got me on the TikTok wagon and I do a lot of lurking on there, I get pushed a lot of content about somatic therapies. So I do a lot of cross body work that is supposed to be good for calming the nervous system and also good for preventing Alzheimer's. Whether or not that's rooted in science, it's rooted in TikTok science. So I've been doing a lot of that. So I'm with you. I'm kind of excited that you're on this journey because I feel I was forced into this sort of somatic, quiet your body down journey a couple years ago. And I was ooh, this is it's like a stress reliever to be oh, maybe I don't have to be going a mile a minute in my life every day.
It's
it's exciting to watch it happen for you because I feel like you are one of the busiest people I know. And I feel like I used to be a busy person and I'm a much less busy person these days.
Yeah, it used to feel like there's is this interesting? I don't know. But like I used to feel like I think, and I like, you know, sometimes I get like stoned and will like research things like this, but like the idea of laziness and like being told like not to be lazy as a kid, I think like some of that is burned in me of like it's lazy to like have like to not necessarily have like social plans a couple times a week. It's like lazy to just like watch TV after work. And it's like, not really. Not really. But I think that I had just been conditioned to think of things as laziness. And also like, yeah, like the way you show up for friends, it's like, that's wonderful. It's like great to build community and have people in your life. But also like, you know, sometimes it's like if it's at the expense of your own like well-being or it's not reciprocal or whatever, it's just important to check in with yourself. So anyway, I don't know that anyone cares about I feel like very conscious of the shift happening. And I think the shift happens for lots of people who are probably in our age demo, but I feel very hyper, like it's like, I can't turn off my self-awareness, unfortunately, no matter how much no matter how fucked up I am, like with altering my substances or stone cold sober, I can never turn that off. So I feel like I'm so hyper aware of that shift happening, which is kind of cool, but also that it's like making me talk for 15 minutes about it right now.
Yeah, but it's good. You're calming your own system by talking about calming your system.
Yes, it's just exactly right.
I feel you. And I'm glad that we're on this journey together. I think it's been an interesting couple of years. And as I'm looking back on like what we've done on this show together, I mean, we started recording in, I think, 2019.
That's right.
And we launched in 2019, or we recorded in 2018. We launched in 2019. Jeez. And so a year into the show, we went into the pandemic and then we had to figure that out. And then we went virtual and, you know, we had the actors strike. We've lived through a lot with these actresses and they've lived through a lot with us. They get an earful sometimes when they are willing to listen to us. But what is really thrilling about being back here with you, by the way, we're in person at my apartment. This feels like a real thrill when we get to see each other and record together. We got to do our very first season 7 premiere episode in person with our guest, Wendi McLendon-Covey. And that felt like a real return to form because when we started this show 150 plus episodes ago, we were doing in-person interviews, going to actresses' apartments, having them to our apartments, meeting them in hotels, going backstage on a Broadway show and recording with Vicki Lewis while she was in Anastasia.
That was so cool.
It was great. So it was great to be able to meet up with Wendi in person. We've been after her for so long, such a fan of her entire oeuvre. And she, I have to say, just didn't disappoint. Is like a real person, but also like a funny, kind person. And guess what? A tall woman.
Loved it. Her hair and nails looked so good. I was obsessed. I want nails for like literally like 30 minutes and then I want to pop them off, but her nails looked so cool. And also just before we jump into the interview, may I also just say like, you know, when we started this recording in 2018 and then launched in 2019, we were like, you know, bristling. I don't know that that's the right word.
Bubbling?
I had a professor who used to use bristling all the time. She also used to use truncated all the time and I loved it. I love her.
I like when you know where you learned a word from. Like I learned the word chauvinist from Archie comics and I'll never forget it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's such a great point. It is so funny. I like know she used to use bristling and also truncated all the time. And I love both those words now. But anyway, we in like a year in, our former colleagues from Grumpy Entertainment, we were planning a live show in 2019. It was like, okay, great. Like season 1 is done and we're getting ready to launch season 2. And what better way to launch season 2 than doing a live show? And then COVID happened and it has been, you know, like a real adjustment, you know, like with the state of the world, with the state of affairs, you know, with it, like Anne started a new like day job. I lost my old day job, got a new day job. And so and we were still, you know, dealing with the realities of what COVID means, but also going remote, let us get people, you know, from all over the world, not necessarily just in New York. Anyway, saying all of that to say that we are doing a live show in just a few days, and we have some great things planned for it. So, you know, just an exciting time for us. So thank you for being here. And thank you to Wendi McLendon-Covey for being our very first episode of season 7. I can't believe it.
You might know her from St. Denis Medical,
The Goldbergs,
Reno 911,
Blush,
What Men Want,
Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar,
Think Like a Man 2,
and Bridesmaids.
Folks, this is a big day for us because we are here, in fact, in person with someone that we have been chasing for some time. So welcome to, you might know her from, Wendi McLendon-Covey. Wendi, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
This is a delight for us because, we used to do these more in person, and then post-COVID, it was like everybody wants to switch to Zoom, which is great. But thank you for meeting us in real life. It's nice.
How long have you guys been going?
We're in our 7th season. So we're like 150 women deep.
Yeah.
And
that's fantastic.
And I'm just telling your team that we have been after you for a long time. You're not like short, like on the long away list. You're at the top of the list, but it took us a long time to get to you. So just wanted you to know.
Well, here we are.
We're here. We made it.
Everything's happening.
Yes. So to set it up for our listeners, of course, they probably know you from all of these like comedically genius performances, Reno 911, Bridesmaids, the Goldbergs, and of course the new hit St. Denis Medical at NBC. But one of the joys of the podcast that Damien and I have been doing for a long time is getting to know an actress's work that maybe we're not as familiar with and finding those lesser known credits. And so one of the things we were so excited about was your 2020 indie dramedy Blush, where you were the star of the show and you played this sort of middle-aged mom navigating the ennui of middle-aged suburban life. Can you talk to us about sort of what that was like coming in? You're used to stealing scenes and sort of being the comedic relief, but you were the number one on the call sheet doing a lot of like grounded emotional work. What was exciting for you about taking on that sort of role?
Well, I had just never done anything like that before, and Debra Eisenstadt, she was the writer, director. She had written such an interesting character. And when I originally came on, I was going to play the sister who went and got the boob job and then came back from the spa.
Got it.
And her cat was dead.
Right.
So, yeah, the lead actress had to drop out for whatever reason. And I was moved up to number one on the call sheet. And that was a little unnerving because I'd been stuck in Atlanta doing 2 other films that summer that were comedies. And I actually called her and said, you should replace me. I don't think I can pull this off. And she goes, why would I do that? And I'm thinking, well, because A, I haven't heard from you all summer long and we're about to go film a movie. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I've got no information. But I'm like, well, listen, it's 2 or 3 weeks out of my life. Let's just do it. Let's just give it a go. And I think it worked, but it was very difficult to play someone where there's not really anything wrong, but there's nothing that's going right either.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've just made all these decisions and now I have everything I've ever wanted. Is this really what I want?
Mm-hmm.
Like my daughter hates me, but that's only because she was going through puberty.
Yeah.
And that's an ugly, ugly age,
Horrible.
and I've got this husband that I don't know if we even love each other anymore. It was just kind of, and she was on pills all the time,
Right.
Mood stabilizers or whatever. So it was interesting to play and kind of sad that there are so many people out there living like this.
Yeah.
Like that just can't shake off that mantle of misery when they have everything.
Mm.
Yeah, it is like a strange emotion that's sort of
Yeah.
like indifference, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is neither good nor bad.
Yeah. But like you obviously gave up something to have this and now you're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? How do you dig yourself out? Who's going to be sympathetic to this?
Did you feel like you brought any of it like home, or is it just a job? Because I feel like you've said in interviews, like, I have a pretty good, happy life. I'm not a mom. I don't have kids that I resent. Like, I have a pretty happy relationship. Like, I just live like a nice life.
Yeah. One great thing about my life is that I live far away from Los Angeles. So I have plenty of time to decompress on the way home.
Nice.
And not bring it into my house.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I'm pleasant when I get home, but it does mean that I'm not thinking about that anymore.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have your toolkit of, your playlist or your podcasts or something to like bring you back to center.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, my God, who wants to be around you? Your pets don't even want to be around you.
Did you do this sort of like, did you create a backstory? Did you have a whole thing? It sounds like you had a short shooting period, but did you feel like because you were the number one, you had to bring all of that sort of actor intensity to it? Or
yeah, I did. And I felt like, well, thank God she cast some really good people around me.
Yeah.
And I spoke to her a lot because I felt like a lot of this was autobiographical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you pick up on things and you're like, oh, that. Like I don't know. I listen very well to people when they tell me things, and I look around like, what is your life like? Okay, I see where this is going. Like, yeah, I had to get all actory, you know?
Yeah.
I had to do the work.
As Anne mentioned, you are leading the ensemble cast of the new NBC hit show, St. Denis Medical, as Joyce. She's like ambitious. She's kooky. She's slightly delusional. She's like the director of she is the director at St. Denis Medical. I feel like Joyce is the heart of the hospital system, but she's also like beaten down. This is my assumption, so you correct me if I'm wrong, but she's like beaten down by like this administrative job that she's graduated to, and like disillusioned by like corporate America. Were you involved at all in developing Joyce, or was it a role you got what was on the page and then you went from there?
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, they had fleshed her out, and I kind of brought my own thoughts to it. Because in my mind, I thought, okay, wait, she was an oncologist.
Yeah.
And now she's a hospital administrator. Why would someone do that? So in my mind, she got sick of dealing with the insurance companies and thought, okay, I'm gonna change from the inside.
Yeah.
Okay. But is that realistic? I don't know. I don't think it is. But everything she's doing, she does it for a good reason. But again, being in the medical profession is something where you start with good intentions and then you hit roadblocks all the way through your career of insurance companies second guessing your expertise.
Yeah.
And just the reality of running a friggin' hospital. It's not cheap, and you have to beg for money constantly. And you have to keep people's morale up. So she's walking a tightrope every day. She's, in her 50s. And she's still paying off student loans, and she can't leave. What are you going to do?
It's a terrible world. I mean, it really is quite relatable. I feel like on the surface level, it's like, okay, she is like the Michael Scott, right? She's like the heart, but also maybe not like, she's not-
also the inflamed appendix.
Yes. But I do feel like there is a relatable factor of being like, it is impossible to make change happen. We all sell our souls to these industries. And then it's like, she has good intent, but it's like impossible to get anything done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's impossible. And I mean, I took a lot of her characteristics from women I used to work with. Now, I've never worked in the healthcare field, but people who are tasked with motivating you when they themselves don't believe what they're saying anymore. But they're in charge, so they got to get the underlings to do things. And you think, hey, a pizza party might do that. No, it's not.
You played defeat really well. Like,
yeah, thank you. It's I'm familiar with that song. Yeah.
It feels like Joyce is like a big departure from some of the other roles that we've seen you play. You did 10 seasons on the Goldbergs. We'll get there. But was this sort of like a choice that you really wanted to leave the sort of sitcom mom thing behind? Or was it not that thought out?
Yeah. I mean, we got canceled, which, by the way, getting canceled after 10 years.
Yeah, incredible.
Okay.
It's kind of incredible, and especially in this current era.
Exactly. So I got that news. And then later that day, I got the script for St. Denis. And I thought, it is just a pilot. So maybe, all right, I'll look at it. And I read this character and I thought, she's crazy. I think I could do this. This might be fun because she's not cuddly at all.
Yeah.
And she's not, smooching on children all the time. So I thought, this would be interesting. Let's just try it. I would like some time off, but whatever. Best if I don't take time off. Well, we had a strike that year anyway. So we had a year between the pilot and the second episode.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I did get time off. I got all my wishes. But I like Joyce because she is the opposite of Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
And she's much more refined than Clemmy. And she has no pets like Liz from Rules of Engagement. She can't even keep a plant alive. So yeah, I kind of wanted to explore this woman who put her whole social life on hold, all of her extracurricular activities on hold to run this hospital. And now here she is. She's really got nobody, no friends outside of work. I mean, that's interesting to play.
Mm-hmm.
Ripe for comedy.
Yeah.
Totally.
But you do empathize with her. So
yeah, it's not zany. It is grounded in the real world, and it's in a great ensemble. Allison Tolman, David Allen Greer. It's great. And highly recommend. Also available on Peacock next day. So
yes. Thank you for that commercial.
Well, it's just like important to tell people where things are streaming and all of that.
It's very hard to find everything these days.
Yes, it's true. That's true.
So you mentioned Clemmy. Let's get into Reno 911 because it has one of the best ensemble casts of all time. So besides you is Officer Clementine Johnson. You've got Niecy Nash, Thomas Lennon, Robert Ben Garant, Carrie Kenny Silver, of course. The show is primarily improvised. I know you've probably gone through this 1,000 times. It was on from 2003 to 2009. There's been some movie follow-ups. Can you talk to us specifically about what you did for that audition back in the early 2000s? Because you assume you knew that it was going to be a largely improvised show with some of the creators of the state.
I really didn't know anything about that.
Okay. How did you go in? What was the audition? What did they ask for if they're expecting you to be able to improvise on set?
Right. You got to remember that back around this time, there was only one improvised show on TV, and that was Curb Your Enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. And so when they said, oh, it's a show about cops. Okay, whatever. All right. She's a sexy cop. Yeah. Well, I can't play that, but I can play someone who thinks she's sexy. And it's in Reno. Oh, that's specific. That's a specific sexy. So I, at the time, was just about ready to call it quits. All right. I had just gotten into the Groundlings, into the main company, which is no small feat.
Yeah.
But I didn't have an agent. I had no prospects. I was sick of watching my friends go out for things. I wasn't even getting called. But I got called for this because the casting assistant saw me as an understudy in a play. So I got
What was
called
the
in.
play?
Well, it wasn't even really a play. It was like a spoof on actors' showcases.
Okay.
Where everybody gets up and does things
I'm
that
into
are
that.
against type. So I was playing Shug from The Color Purple.
Oh my God. Got it. They were like, we
In a
got the woman
negligee.
for this.
Yes, exactly. So that was nice. They brought me in and I was so over it that I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to get this because I don't get anything. And I could hear people going in ahead of me and the walls were thin. So I heard everybody's audition and I thought, well, I can do better than that. I can't be sexy, but I know I'm funnier than this. So I went in, I just threw it all away and didn't care and just kind of had that petulant, thing that Clemmy has.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed to work out. Okay. But I had never seen the state. I didn't know who any of these people were.
Yeah.
And I didn't, when they showed me the pilot that they had done for Fox that didn't go 2 years earlier, the girl I was replacing, she didn't really do much. So I thought, well, of course they want me for this. I'm just going to stand around like a doofus. Well, anyway, it worked. It seemed to work. One of the things I did in the audition was the DUI stop.
Amazing.
That was something I brought to the audition. And that clip follows me around.
I mean, it's so good.
23 years old.
It's incredible.
Did you have a dance background that you brought that to?
Yes.
Tell me, so you put that together for the audition?
I mean, it was just something I did on the fly.
That's great.
I don't know if I did the step bump in the audition, but I did the, you're going to dance and I'm going to prove that you're drunk. And then, during the shutdown, we did more episodes for Quibi, which only lasted a few months.
I forgot about Quibi. Yeah.
Yes. So all that stuff, they took it and elongated the episodes. And I think they all live on the Roku channel or something. And that's why we banged out 2 more movies. So we had gotten the band back together. And at the time I was doing the Goldbergs, they were all sequestered in a hotel near Magic Mountain. And I was one of just a few people that were allowed to come and go because they had another job. So while we were filming in Santa Clarita, Quibi folded. But the checks were still clearing.
Period.
So they said, let's just keep going.
That's smart.
And we'll figure something out. Someone will buy it.
Yeah.
There we go.
God bless Roku channel.
Love the Roku channel.
Love the Roku channel.
I love a free channel.
Me too.
I can't stress it enough.
Of those people, of your Reno 911 cohorts, who is like your favorite person to fire on all cylinders with in scene work?
Oh, Cedric and I have a great time. And I brought him to the Goldbergs. He did a recurring character on the Goldbergs with us. Niecy's fun. Tom Lennon, I would say, is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unrelated, I don't think Stephen Root was ever on Reno 911, but do you have a connection with him? Because I feel like you and him have been in like 10 projects together.
We played husband and wife in a movie called
My Name is Doris.
Yeah. Yes. And what else? Oh, Paint.
Yes.
Paint.
Okay,
we played like co-workers.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Yes, I was just curious. He seemed to be a repeated person in your oeuvre.
He's amazing. I love him.
I love your look in Reno 911, and you've got like the coiffed hair and the heels, the push-up bra. Did your hair really suffer during Reno 911? And did you start demanding wigs at a certain point, a la Nicole Kidman, where you were like, please stop fucking up with my hair?
Well, the great thing about that show is that it shot so fast. Like we would be on for 3 weeks and then off for 2 years. So at first, like you can tell as you watch the episodes when we had changes in personnel.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, after a while, we got a girl who was really great and she was very into continuity. So she said, we're going to put a fall on you. We'll use the front of your hair. But that fall, I mean, it then started to get like, oh no, she can't be in that scene because it'll ruin the wig or whatever. And it was like, okay, now we've gone a little overboard.
Right.
But yeah, it is for that. Please don't do that to my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just easier to wear a wig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm lucky I'm not bald after living through the 80s. So
You've got good thick hair though.
it's all right.
It's all right?
But I know better than to do that much damage to it, you know.
Okay, when do you appear in one of the biggest films, one of the biggest comedies of the last 20 years, which of course is Bridesmaids, featuring an incredible ensemble of comedic actresses in a final film that includes a lot of improvisation. One of Anne's favorite lines is an outtake where you describe living with teenage boys as smelling like someone pissed in an open jar of vitamins.
Yes.
What was your favorite improvised bit that made the film, and what was a piece that you like were disappointed didn't make the cut, if you remember?
I hate to disappoint you, but I don't remember. A lot of that stuff lives on YouTube.
Yeah.
A lot of the outtakes.
It's really
or
good.
on the Blu-ray or whatever. There's like 3 hours of outtakes and characters that people never saw, never made it into the movie. So I really don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know that's a disappointment.
No. I mean, that whole scene of you rattling off lines at the restaurant is so good. But we were talking about how the story is that you got the audition for Rita, that Kristen Wiig and Annie Momolo wrote it for you, but that when you went into the audition room, you saw that there were like a bunch of famous actresses, one more famous than the other, going in for the role. Well, we're 15 years out now, so can you tell us any of those more famous, quote unquote, actresses that you beat out for the role?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
I don't want to say. No.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I don't want to bring up anybody's,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
That
fine.
you beat them for the role, though.
Well, look, it was
You win some, you
written
lose
in the
some.
stars. I don't know what to say. I was part of the original table read for that stupid movie back in 2007.
I love it.
So
It's a good payoff.
Yeah.
I loved hearing about how you would say like how you would be at actual like real bridal showers with Kristen and Annie and like Melissa McCarthy.
No, there was only one.
There was
we
one
went
specific
to.
one?
Yeah, one specific one. And I remember I didn't have an agent at the time. And Kristen, it was the first time I met her, was at this person's bridal shower. I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, am I going to be broke forever? I really hope not. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you've gotten to work with a lot of funny women, which was very pleasing to look at your body of work, like Bridesmaids, Reno 911, What to Expect When You're Expecting, Barb and Star. And then you pop up and you do your things in these, like, I don't know that they're like male-driven movies, but like, there's Paint with Owen Wilson, What Men Want with Tracy Morgan, Blended with Adam Sandler, Think Like a Man 2 with Kevin Hart. Can you describe the difference, if there is one, in like these movie sets that are like led by a male actor versus these Groundlings adjacent films?
Well, all the ones you mentioned, they did have a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Like What Men Want, Taraji Henson, Phoebe Robinson, Tamala Jones. Like that was a fun little ensemble of girls.
Think Like a Man 2 is
Like a
like
Man
with
2.
Regina Hall
Incredible.
and Gabrielle Union.
That is
and
insane.
Taraji.
Yes, which was so fun.
Yeah.
Although being in Vegas for 7 weeks,
Oh my God.
flying home on the weekends was its own
Oh, that's
Personal hell.
Yeah.
They love you out in that part of the
on a
world.
Tuesday at 2 a.m. is just as sad as it sounds. But, that one in particular had a nice mix of men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls I got to work with were just stellar.
Yeah.
And it was very, very fun. Paint, we also had a lot of girls because we were all like groupies of this pathetic PBS painter, you know? And I met so many fun ladies on that movie. I did a movie called Army of One with Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
And that had a lot of testosterone in it. I think I was the only girl. Yeah. Yeah. What's different is that I end up just putting on my music and listening to Public Enemy until it's time for me to go on.
That's your hype music.
And just trying to hide myself and just like be away from everybody.
Yeah. What was Nicolas Cage like as a number one? Was that an intense, weird set?
That was intense because he stays in character.
Got it.
And he was playing, it was based on a real story, playing someone who thought, you know what? I'm going to go kill Osama bin Laden myself by sailing to Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
You see where I'm going?
Yes. This seems like right up Nicolas Cage's alley.
Yeah. And they had come back. They had spent 4 months in Morocco filming. And I think they were all a little overfed with meat. You know what I mean? Like they hadn't seen a green vegetable in 4 months. By the time they got to Vancouver, where my part was filmed, everyone was like counting the minutes of when they could just get the hell out of there. They were like, oh, sushi. Oh my God. I'm so happy. Like it was a tough shoot, but he was very interesting to watch.
As mentioned, you were, like a big, you were a member of the famous Los Angeles comedy troupe, The Groundlings. Does that still feel like your artistic home?
A little bit. I mean, I still think of them very fondly, and I still have friends that I made there that will be friends forever.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to do a show there in a long time. I'm too busy, and their style has changed a little bit, and I don't know if it's still
Would you be excited to go back and be like, I'm off, I'm going to go do a show? Or are you like, I'm tired and I don't want to do that?
No, I would love to do it if I knew that the players on stage would be good.
People that know your style.
We were all going to be taking care of each other. So if it were made up of people that were like in my cohort, so to speak, then yes, I would absolutely do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of those folks are off doing other things. So luckily, we all kind of keep each other in mind for things. I try to bring those people up to casting people all the time.
Yeah.
And they do the same for me. I'm doing an animated show called Keeping Up with the Joneses that I think debuts next year. That's all Groundling people, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. But I love those people, but I don't really feel like it's my home base.
Yeah. It is cool that you guys always seem to look, I mean, based on Bridesmaids and all of that, but then also it's like Mindy Sterling shows up on the Goldbergs. And then, like you did the Looney Tunes show and Annie and Kristen were on that. It's very cool that it's like an interconnected web.
Yeah, definitely.
So we talked about this earlier. 10 seasons is a great run, but you obviously played Beverly Goldberg in the ABC sitcom The Goldbergs. We talked a little bit about your hair earlier. Thank God. It seems like you got wigs. Those were all wigs on The Goldbergs. Thank heavens. I loved, obviously, the incorporation of all the sweaters that were from the creator's mom. How much of the real Beverly Goldberg did you try to incorporate into this? And were you, again, creating this character in the guise of, this real life woman?
Well, we made her seem really, really nice.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So a lot of it was in the writing. A lot of it I pulled from my own mom, who was very overprotective. But I understand that mindset of you're my kid, and anyone who looks at you better look at you properly, and they better see what I see, which is a genius.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I get that. I understand the instinct of, storming down to the school and making somebody cry, It was very, very fun to play. But then when it was over, it was over.
Yeah.
You know? And some of the best years of my life, truly, truly, because not only did I love every actor that I worked with, including some of the guest stars, but I'm still friends with crew members. And I'm still like, texting pet pictures with our boom guy. I consider them family and always will.
Yeah.
Because we saw people get married, get divorced, lose family members, a lot of big life.
It's a long time to be working with people.
Yeah. And wow, job security for 10 years in this business. Hello.
Gorgeous.
Very lucky.
And the great George Segal played your father on this show. Like, what is a good memory of working with George Segal?
Well, one thing he could not stand was when we were all on our phones. He could not stand it. And I get that. That's just, he's a different generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when we would ask him questions, boy, he would come to life and he would regale us with all these amazing stories. And some of our crew members made a documentary about him that is now traveling the film circuit.
Ooh.
And it's really good.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's so good.
That's cool.
Yeah. So a year ago, they had a screening for us at some festival and we had him back to ourselves for 2 whole hours, looking at those big blue eyes and listening to that laugh. It was fantastic.
He is an icon.
Yeah.
So after the loss of George Segal, the actor who played your on-screen husband was fired. We're not going to give this too much real estate because he doesn't need it.
Right.
We don't need it. Can you talk a little bit from your perspective about what the hardest part of that was in that final season for you, taking on the sort of number one role, trying to steer the ship as you sort of maybe knew this was coming to an end?
Yeah. Well, let's clarify something. He was not fired. It was mutually decided that he should exit.
Thank you for clarifying
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And I was always number one.
Got
it. I was the first one hired. I was
Right.
always the number. So I was always trying to balance things for everybody and play the buffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was exhilarating.
I'm
It
so
was
glad.
quite delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I will say is I do agree that the show was better with him on it. But when someone doesn't want to participate, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. It's
What
exhausting.
can you do?
Yep.
So we're lucky that they gave us a 10th season where we just got to be free
Yeah.
Yeah.
of all of that
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
That is a nice way to put a bow on it all.
Totally.
So the series takes place in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. And for those of you that don't know, that is a suburb of Philadelphia. And as a person from the suburbs of Philadelphia, I'm just curious, did you go to Wawa? Did you have a tasty cake? Did you go to the Willow Grove Mall? Did you do any of that?
We didn't get to do any of that. And
Right.
I never understood why we didn't.
Wawa is great.
I've been to Philly.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see these places.
Yeah.
And I love a good mall. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I
No, they're all
love a
gone.
mall. It's so sad.
It's depressing.
And I know there is a place, it might be in Philly, where they have, or Rhode Island?
The King of
I don't
Prussia
know.
Mall?
No, I don't think it's King of Prussia, but there is a place where someone took the idea of let's turn these into apartments.
Oh, I don't think that's in Philly. Interesting.
It's
Do you
on
want
the East
Tell me
Coast.
more about what you think of it.
I think that's a great use of those kinds of spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially for people of my age, like when we get old and senile, we'll know what a mall is. They're safe. You can walk around, get exercises. And I guess that the top part is apartments and the bottom part is retail.
Okay, it's actually a great idea.
It's like
that's
everything
not a
is like
terrible
built
idea.
in. Yeah, it's like you can go to the grocery store.
Plenty of parking.
There's a housing shortage. This is how we should be repurposing these spaces.
I don't see a bad side.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think maybe if you turn a top floor into apartments, rejuvenate the bottom floor, it might work again. I don't know. But how would you feel living in an old Contempo?
I think I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sold me on it. I actually was going to be like, no way. But then I was like, you know what?
I don't hate the idea. It's
No.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
And a great way to like foster community.
Totally.
Yeah. And use these beautiful buildings.
They're going to be rotting from the inside out anyway.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, Wendi, we've reached the part of the show we like to call the rapid fire. It's rapid for us so we can get every last thing in. You can take your time if you need to. It's just so we can get all our business in. Okay, in 2010, Wendi, you appeared in something that I am obsessed with. It is called the Dick Tracy Special. The backstory is essentially...
You know about this?
Warren Beatty.
Holy
Damien told me
cow.
the term is called IP squatting. He owns the rights to Dick Tracy. He has to perform as Dick Tracy once every decade or 15 years in order to retain the rights. And they said, sure, why not? So instead of doing a full-fledged movie or a short, he does these weird produced on the back lot where his character comes out. He's interviewed by Leonard Maltin in character. He did another one during the pandemic in 2023. It was insane. And I was like, Wendi is in this. I was like, I got to go watch it. It's all online. It's you and Mindy Sterling. You meet Warren Beatty as Dick Tracy at the studio lot. Tell us everything you can about this insane endeavor. I'm obsessed with it.
You know more than me. I never understood why we did that.
So fucking weird.
Yeah. And we auditioned. What? Yeah, we had to audition, and I'm just as fat as a pig in it. Yeah. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever done. And you're right. It was because he needed to hold on to the rights and he needed to do something with it.
Needed to.
Yeah, needed to.
He will not let anybody touch Dick Tracy. It's so cool.
It's so funny. And I don't remember much about it except that nothing we said made any sense to me.
Was it scripted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you like terrified to be like acting opposite Warren Beatty?
It was intimidating.
Yeah.
You guys had like a little walk and talk as you guide him into the
talk. Yeah.
How do you look?
He looked great.
Yeah, he's so handsome still.
Yeah.
Sick.
Handsome.
Yeah.
And I can't believe you know about that.
Yeah,
it was like a fever dream.
It really is. And I was like, I didn't realize there was one earlier. And then when, because I saw the one during the pandemic, I was like, this is so fucked up. I can't believe that nobody's talking about this.
It plays at like 4 a.m. on TCM.
Yeah. And it's
That's
like, now he gets like Ben Mankiewicz from TCM to do it now. And it's like, who allows this? And he's probably putting his own money in it. It's like
probably.
It's like Annette Bening's retirement that he's pumping into it. I'm like, where is the money coming from?
Wow. I would love to work with him on something else.
Yeah. Let's roll that. Let's roll that.
Like Reds, something
Reds
amazing
too.
like that. But yeah, I got to do that and it was very strange.
Yeah.
Very strange. But Mindy was there and I love Mindy.
Yeah. So cool.
Okay, Wendi, another revelation was that you appear on an episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories where you talk about a little girl you inadvertently brought home with you from the cemetery when you were a child. Mm-hmm. What is your relationship with that girl today?
There is no relationship, but boy, people that have seen that.
Is she still around?
No.
Okay,
no.
she's
and
gone.
My grandparents are long gone, and that house, they didn't even own that house very long. So no, it was a one-off. I don't think she's still around me.
Okay.
And I'm as woo-woo as they come.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes. And people have said, I know the cemetery. And I'm like, I don't know that you do.
They want to get close to you
Again,
and that
this
girl.
was 50 years ago. 50 years ago. But yeah, I believe in weird stuff.
Yeah.
Is it a ghost child or is it just an emotional imprint of something that happened nearby? I don't know, but it was weird. And not to talk about that, or I knew not to as a child because no one would listen to that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, we don't believe in those things. So I don't know. But little kids see things.
True.
They're a very open channel.
I believe that.
Yeah. You see things until everybody tells you that you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally.
We wish her well.
Yes.
Okay, Wendi, you've played the on-screen daughter of Robin Williams and Candice Bergen.
Yes.
George Segal, as we mentioned, Mary Kay Place in The Breakup Girl. Daughter-in-law to Sally Field in My Name is Doris. And you were set to star as Goldie Hawn's daughter in an HBO pilot that was created by Darren Starr called The Viagra Diaries. We'd love to talk about that.
Yeah.
Separately, if you had your druthers, we just had to get it in. If you had your druthers, Wendi, who would you cast as your on-screen parents? And it doesn't even have to be
Diane Keaton's not with us anymore,
So
but she was amazing.
Yeah.
And who would be a good on-screen dad? Stephen Tobolowsky, maybe?
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
Love that.
Have you worked with him?
Oh my God. He was on the Goldbergs a lot. He played the principal.
That's right. Of course.
Yeah.
He's
He
such a
was
genius.
so fun. And he has some stories.
Really?
Like that man is an almanac and he has had so many weird things happen to him and so many he was a Broadway director.
Yeah.
He's just the most interesting man.
Okay.
He really is.
I always am so happy to see him and he has such a brilliant
he's a
career.
You Might Know Her From. He's in everything.
Yeah, he's in everything. He pops up everywhere and he elevates every piece of material. Yeah.
A pro, you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just an all-round good human being.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Wendi, you recreated Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison music video with Taraji P. Henson, Regina Hall, Gabrielle Union, and Lala Anthony in Think Like a Man 2. Be honest, did you know the rap before you shot it, or did you learn it for the film?
Well, I really had to learn it word for word because we got into a studio and recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that my voice is the only one they used.
Oh,
Period.
That's what I'm talking about. Dancer, singer, actress.
Yes. And yeah, so I did do that rap. And, when I was in my 20s, that was your
That
jam.
That
was the jam.
It's
That
so
was the
good.
jam. And it still holds up. It still gets people on the dance floor.
The cast of that movie
in their bike shorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say the cast of that movie is incredible. And watching you with those women, such a delight.
I thought we played it off.
Yeah.
I thought, I wasn't too much of a fish out of water in that movie.
No, and I mean, I don't know if you have anything to say to this, but Damien and I were talking about how like you have been in a lot of ensemble comedies, and a lot of those worlds are, for better or worse, like pretty white. And I feel like you are in this movie with all of these Black women, and it's so good. And I feel like you must have cred in the queer community because queers love you. But like, do you
that
feel
is such a compliment?
Yeah, I feel like Black audiences and gay audiences like know and love you, and that's
I think they accept,
and that's special. I think
to be like the one
Thank
white
you.
woman in that space and to be, I think, beloved in that way is important.
Well, thank you. I hope I didn't, come in acting like a bumbling white person. Like I can hold my own.
Yeah.
I can hold my own
totally.
and make things funny. And I know when to back off and shut my mouth too.
And I think you just have cred across many boards in Hollywood, which is really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Wendy, you appear in sisterly pop duo Allie and AJ's music video for Star Maps. You show up holding a tarot card alongside Dabney Coleman, drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race who are eating Uncrustables, and other actors from the Goldbergs, Shameless, Silicon Valley, and Jane the Virgin.
Right.
How did that call come to you? And what did the tarot card you were holding mean?
I don't remember what tarot card I was holding. It was like, bring in your character.
Oh, okay. So that was you. You had the tarot cards.
So I think I called her Pouty Irene, former homecoming queen.
Love.
So AJ was on the Goldbergs. And one of the sweetest people in the whole wide world. And her sister are wickedly talented.
I agree.
And they're just incredible. So it was an honor to be asked. And that's what I came up with.
Did you hang out with Dabney Coleman at all? Did you guys cross paths at all?
I didn't cross paths with him that day.
It was such a cool collection of people.
A very interesting little video, but they're just killing it.
We love them.
Yeah, I love them.
Wendi
You guys did your
McLendon-Covey.
research, I gotta say.
We tried. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here with you, Wendi McLendon-Covey.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on the
You're
show.
so sweet. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Such an honor.
Her reaction to the Dick Tracy bit, that's what I live for.
That must have been pleasing for you.
It is. It's like when you find something and you're so excited to bring it to an actor and you never know if it's going to land, if they're going to be like, oh, I don't even remember that. That was so long ago. Or,
wow, you really did your research. And you're like, okay, you hate me.
yeah, your tone is like, please, God, what are you doing? Wendy she gave me exactly what I wanted. And it was such a thrill. I mean, that is, I hope Warren Beatty lives long enough to give us another Dick Tracy special.
And would you qualify Warren Beatty as a man you care about?
Stop tempting me to talk about men. Okay, we've decided that I have a men jar. Damien's always telling me like, I used to say never men. And then it's like, okay, but here's like 10 men that I like. Every time I mention a man that I like, I've got to put money in a jar. And he's trying to get me to say that Warren Beatty's a man that I care about. I'm not going to put him in that category. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm worried that he hasn't done enough for his trans child. Annette Bening seems to have taken the reins on being like the good parent with relation to. So I hope that Warren Beatty's a supportive parent. I'm not sure. And therefore I'm reserving judgment. I do really like him in the Madonna documentary.
Sexy, for sure.
He's very sexy.
For sure. Yeah. Well, it's great to talk about the Dick Tracy piece. And it was also great to mention Dabney Coleman, which again, a man you care about. So it all comes back to men you care about. Just kidding. Yeah. What a thrill it was to chat with Wendy in person. Loved getting to talk about seeing Denis Medical. I loved what she had to say about the Goldbergs. She's so smart. And I also loved that she said she like doesn't live in LA, so she's able to like remove herself from the industry. Again, I think it's all about like, I don't want to be one of these people, but listen, I think I am. It's about protecting your motherfucking peace.
Yeah, you got to find it however you can find it. And if that means not living in LA, God bless you. I understand it. Folks, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. You Might Know Her From is brought to you by Duck You Dragon. That's Ann Rodeman and Damien Bellino. If you want to continue to help make this show happen, please leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast and support us on the You Might Know Her From Patreon.
Of course. Hey, I'm back and I'm saying it. All the music you hear underscoring each and every episode of You Might Know Her From is by Gang. Gang is from Philly. Gang is 3/4 women.
And if you want to know more details on all the things we talk about, guess what? We're nothing if not archivists. The show notes are at the bottom of the episode description, and it's going to contain every little detail, every little link, every little story, every little picture. That Dick Tracy clip, it's going to be in the show notes. Find us there. Damien, what was the word that you asked me the other day if I knew that it was Italian in origin? What was the word?
Skeevy.
Yes, and I said, well, yeah, skeevy. Skeevy doesn't sound Italian. And what was the Italian word that it originates from?
Schivoso.
Schivoso. I feel like the older I get, the more Italian American you become. And I feel grateful for learning things like that. Hannah was like asking me yesterday about what words are like Italian words that you say in that manner. And I was like, oh, like,
are there others?
Ricotta. How do you say it? How do you say it? I mean, if I'm with
you, I say ricotta.
Did I tell you that when I went to visit my nephews in Sicily, I was like, can I get radicchio on my pizza? And they were like, radicchio. It's like, I'm going to kill you both.
How do they say it?
Radicchio or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not Italian. I think it's a question mark. Like, do you say croissant?
No, I say croissant.
I say croissant too. I think it depends on where you are, who you're with.
Totally. I mean, I code switch at home. Like we call dish towels mapines, which is like mapina. Like that's what I call like.
Oh, like a schmata.
Like if I'm at home with my mother or one of my siblings, I would probably say like, well, my sisters, I would say like, can you pass me the mapine? But if I'm like in my own home, I say dish towel.
What else?
If my mom is in New York, she'll be like, where's the mapine?
And how do you say cavatelli?
Cafetiel.
There. Okay. I love this. I love this about you.